Star Trek showed us tractor beams and force fields. We saw teleportation too. But that's just imaginative science fiction. Or is it? I'm Justine Murphy, and this is Light Matters for March 24th, 2016. On this month's show, we'll learn how physicists at the University of Jena in Germany have, for the first time, demonstrated that teleportation of elementary particles is actually possible. We'll also look at ways twisted photons could potentially advance quantum encryption, optical communication, and more. But first, Photonics Media Managing Editor Michael Wheeler dives into technology inspired by the biological systems of octopuses and other cephalopods.
Thanks, Justine. For those of you who saw the blockbuster movie Big Hero 6, here's a question. What does the lovable robot Baymax have in common with cephalopods? A group of graduate students from Cornell University last month helped make the connection, introducing a hyperelastic, light-emitting material that could lead to significant advances in soft robotics. They were inspired by the biological systems of cephalopods. The best known among them are octopuses and cuttlefish that have the unique ability to change their shape and color at will. The electroluminescent material created consists of layers of transparent hydrogel electrodes that sandwich a dielectric elastomer layer, creating thin rubber sheets that change illuminance when stretched or rolled. Notably, the material can stretch more than 6 times its size and withstand twice the strain of earlier stretchable displays. The researchers have already integrated the material into a soft robotic system, including panels that light up and change color. Robert Shepard, assistant professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering, who led the group, said that the soft, stretchable skin is important as human-robot interactions increase. The group's paper, which provides more detail, can be found in the March 3rd edition of the journal Science.
The ability to teleport anything from one place to another has never actually existed outside of Star Trek episodes and science fiction stories. Until now. Physicists at the University of Jena in Germany have demonstrated that teleportation is possible in real life. As detailed in a paper published in Laser and Photonics Reviews, the experiment centers around the notion of quantum teleportation, that is, the process by which information can be instantly transmitted from one location to another. While physicists have been aware of this concept for several years, bringing it to life has been a different story. Researchers from the University of Geneva in Switzerland had performed studies in quantum teleportation several years ago. In 2014, they were able to teleport the quantum state of a photon to a crystal through 25 kilometers of optical fiber. Several years before that, this team achieved such teleportation over 6 kilometers. But these more recent experiments by Jena physicists have gone further. The team used what it's calling simply a special form of laser beams to encode information onto light particles. This allowed that information to be codified in the laser light's polarization direction and subsequently transmitted into the shape of the laser beam. The light particles exist in a delocalized state, according to the researchers, making it possible to be in different places at the same time. And it is also possible to transmit those particles from one location to another without any loss of time or information. This holds great potential for telecommunications and other such applications. For now, the classic teleportation technique only works locally, but the research is ongoing, keeping the physicists hopeful that beaming information over longer distances will someday be possible. Rochester, New York, known as the optics capital of the world, is welcoming even more from the photonics industry. As part of the American Institute for Manufacturing Integrated Photonics, or AIM Photonics, Avigi, a power electronics startup headquartered in San Jose, California, and Photonica Incorporated, a Beverly Hills-based nanopixel technology firm, will soon relocate their headquarters and business operations to Rochester. AIM Photonics, under a $610 million public-private initiative awarded last July to a consortium led by the Research Foundation for the State University of New York, will focus on developing and manufacturing integrated photonics technologies. Under Phase 1 of this public-private partnership between Photonica, Avigi, and SUNY Polytechnic Institute, the two companies will locate their advanced development, prototyping, and early manufacturing operations at the Canal Ponds Cleanroom facilities in Greece, New York, with a Phase 2 placement of manufacturing operations at the Eastman Business Park in Rochester, New York. Combined under Phase 1, Avigi and Photonica will invest more than $1.6 billion over 5 years and create and support more than 1,400 new high-tech jobs. Photonica alone will create and support 400 new jobs in a project that involves a total investment of $700 million over the next 5 years, including $35 million from New York State to purchase equipment and upgrade infrastructure and cleanroom space at Canal Ponds and the Eastman Park. Avigi will scale up production of its current technologies with high-volume manufacturing in Rochester and will employ nearly 400 workers within the first 5 years, and its suppliers and high-tech business partners will generate more than 600 additional support jobs. The total Avigi project investment of $950 million includes $40 million from New York State for necessary tools and facility infrastructure upgrades. On June 9th from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, join Photonics Media for a digital conference focusing on photonics for ophthalmology. The event will feature several 20-minute online presentations about the use of light-based imaging and surgical techniques for diagnosing and treating eye conditions. We are now seeking presentations from researchers, clinicians, and engineers on topics such as adaptive optics, LASIK and other elective laser procedures, intraocular lenses, and other related issues. To participate, please submit a 250-word abstract describing the purpose, methods, and results of your work to Biophotonics editor James Schlett. The deadline is March 31st. For more information, visit photonics.com/bioconference.
In the April issue of Photonics Spectra, we preview the SPIE Defense and Commercial Sensing Conference, held April 17th through the 21st in Baltimore. Billed as the leading global sensing and imaging event for commercial applications, the conference caters to scientists, researchers, and engineers from industry and academia, covering advances in infrared cameras, lasers, spectroscopy, 3D imaging, terahertz, and hyperspectral imaging. Along those same lines, our cover story takes an in-depth look at space-based remote sensing, with insights into current and upcoming missions from NASA, NOAA, and the European Space Agency. Multi- and hyperspectral imaging is expanding our knowledge of severe weather, while LiDAR is helping us understand the unique role clouds and aerosols have on our climate. This issue also includes a contributed feature from Dr. Hugh Vogel of the Fraunhofer Institute. Vogel examines the current state of OLED microdisplays and advances such as sub-pixel patterning and the development of stacked OLEDs that promise to extend color space and battery life. You can find all of this and more in the April issue of Photonics Spectra.
That concludes this month's show. You can find more in industry and research news, on-demand webinars, product announcements, and more at photonics.com. And if you're not already, make sure to follow Photonics Media on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.